probably been there maybe about 35, 36 times. You know, the first couple of times you go, you know, you're very excited about being there, and you're tripping out on the fact that, oh, we were here and we built this and we did that. But after you get past all of that and realize that the Arabs control this land and we ain't never getting it back, and we ain't never getting it back, all right? But there's a lot there that we can study, that we can examine. And once I began to accept that reality and began to take my time walking through the temples, looking at the columns, and imagining the architectural energy that went into creating it, the engineering skills that went into designing it, all the artists and craftspersons that were responsible for building these temples that have stood for thousands and thousands of years. And I began to see this place, or try to see this place through the eyes of the people who created it when it was brand new. And doing that made me realize that we, so-called modern human beings, are literally functioning on a subhuman level. That the people who created this ancient culture and civilization knew how to manifest the aspects of God, the creator, whatever term you want to use. They knew how to manifest that knowledge within themselves so that they literally created heaven on earth. And when you walk through these temples and see the monuments, you will see the handiwork of people who knew how to manifest God within them, and they built for eternity. That's one of the reasons why Europeans over the last 3,000 years have been trying to claim Kemet for themselves. Because it is there where you can find the record of what men and women did when they were more closely connected to the creative force than we could ever imagine. And that's a model for us to aspire to recreate in our minds, in our hearts, and in our lives today. Meta Nature wasn't just a form of communication. Meta Nature, God's words or God's writings, was a ideographic form of communication which used symbols that represented ideas as opposed to letters, which mean nothing until they're strung together in a series that they form words, and words in a series form sentences, and sentences form concepts and ideas. But each component of Meta Nature was a symbol, was a complete thought, and a spiritual force in and of itself. It is a different way of connecting with a source of power, which is one of the reasons why when they wrote the language, they didn't write it in vowels. They never wrote with vowels.